All new $8,000 campervans are being revealed right now, and the shockwave tearing through the RV world is unreal. These aren't old beaters or budget hacks. They're fully built, road-ready rigs hitting the market at a price nobody thought was possible in 2025. Dealers are stunned. Buyers are rushing in, and the old RV pricing model is cracking right in front of us. Because when complete campervans are showing up for $8,000 total, everything changes. Travel costs, buyer expectations, even how manufacturers price their next generation of rigs. But the real shock, some of these new builds outperform vans listed at triple the price. And one of them has a hidden advantage that no dealership wants you to notice, but you'll see it in just a moment. Dodge Grand Caravan. There is a moment in every shifting market when something simple forces the entire system to adjust. And for the budget-friendly camper world, the Dodge Grand Caravan from 2005 to 2010 became that moment. It did not rise because of flash, luxury, or cutting-edge features. It rose because the financial math finally made sense. When a dependable minivan begins showing up at prices between $2,000 and $3,800, the entire conversation around affordable travel changes. You can open any listing platform and see the same pattern repeating: markdowns, price drops, and units that move within hours. This is not rumor. It is visible supply and demand pressure unfolding in real time. What makes the Grand Caravan stand out is how naturally it converts into a functional microcamper without forcing anyone into unnecessary costs. A fold-flat bed platform built from plywood and hardware often totals less than $900. And several documented build logs track materials even lower. Add a compact power station, a basic cooking drawer, and insulated window panels, and you have a usable travel setup well under $5,000. No steep dealer fees, no long-term financing tricks, no silent depreciation trap the moment you pull away from the lot, the way it tends to happen with many older RV units. Another advantage hides in plain sight: parts. These vans were everywhere for nearly 2 decades, which means replacement components are abundant and inexpensive. A water pump, an alternator, or a belt system seldom requires specialized labor or long waits. That steadiness matters, because when you rely on a vehicle not only for driving, but also for sleeping and storage, any downtime becomes more than an inconvenience. It becomes a financial leak. The Grand Caravan seals that leak better than most platforms in its price bracket. Fuel economy in the mid-20s keeps long-distance travel affordable, especially compared to older RV conversions that often sit in the low teens. Insurance remains modest. Registration is simple, and most repairs can be handled by any neighborhood shop. All of this combines into a single truth: no other platform delivers as much functional value per dollar at this total purchase range. The deeper story, though, is what this model represents for the broader market. When a complete travel-ready setup becomes attainable for less than the sales tax on many commercial camper units, the pressure does not fall on the traveler. It falls on the sellers of those higher-priced rigs. Dealers cannot ignore a shift this visible. Auction managers cannot ignore the data. And anyone considering a future purchase should watch how these numbers move over the next 30 to 45 days, because this platform signaled the first major turn. And if this is the entry point, the next vehicle shows what happens when long-term durability reshapes the entire equation. Honda Odyssey. There is a certain kind of confidence that only comes from a machine with a long, proven record, and the Honda Odyssey from 2000 to 2006 carries that confidence with quiet strength. It does not need bold styling or oversized marketing claims. Its reputation was earned through years of everyday use, long highway runs, and repair bills that stayed mercifully low. When people began converting these vans into compact travel rigs, the shift felt almost inevitable. The financial logic was simply too strong to ignore. Look at the listings. A well-kept 2004 Odyssey recently sat at $2,750 after 2 separate markdowns. The receipts were right there in the timeline, and when owners showed their build materials, the totals stayed predictable: $700 to $1,100 for a full sleeping platform, insulation, storage solutions, and a modest power setup. Those numbers matter because nothing drains a travel budget faster than hidden costs. With this model, the cost structure stays transparent. What sets the Odyssey apart is its mechanical steadiness. The engines from this era routinely crossed 250,000 miles when maintained with basic care. Replacement parts remained widely available, and most repairs did not require specialty tools or dealership labor. That kind of dependability becomes a financial anchor. It stabilizes trip planning. It lowers anxiety. It keeps the entire project grounded in reality rather than wishful thinking. Fuel efficiency adds another advantage. Mid-20s mileage keeps long routes manageable and shields the wallet from sudden spikes at the pump. Insurance stays modest, registration remains simple, and overall ownership feels lighter than the burden carried by many older RV builds that consume fuel at nearly double the rate. The Odyssey does not pretend to be something extravagant. It simply delivers what matters at a cost that remains sensible. The interior layout offers surprising flexibility. The long floor, wide cabin, and removable seating create a clean, blank canvas for conversion work. Every square foot can be designed with intention. A bed platform extends straight and stable. Storage tucks beneath without rattling. A compact cooking drawer slides out with ease. The finished result may not tower like a commercial camper, but it carries the same purpose with far less financial strain. The deeper significance lies in what this model represents within the shifting market. When a dependable van becomes a legitimate travel platform for under $5,000, older RV units priced at 10 times that amount begin to lose their footing. Buyers do not need to be persuaded. The math persuades them. And as more of these builds appear in listings and campgrounds, the message becomes even clearer. And if the Odyssey shows how dependability shapes value, the next platform proves how rugged simplicity can transform the entire discussion. If this breakdown is helping you see the market more clearly, consider liking the video and subscribing so you do not miss upcoming updates. Toyota Tacoma Canopy Build. Some vehicles earn their reputations the hard way, through decades of real use, not glossy promises. And the Toyota Tacoma from 1996 to 2004 is one of those machines. It did not rise because someone declared it indestructible. It rose because owners kept driving them long after other trucks surrendered. That endurance is exactly what makes the Tacoma such a powerful foundation for an under $8,000 camper build. When a platform refuses to quit, every mile feels steadier, and every decision becomes easier to justify. The appeal begins with the purchase itself. Older two-wheel drive regular cab Tacomas often appear between $4,000 and $5,000, depending on region and condition. Listings show a consistent pattern: quick turnover, modest pricing, and buyers who know what they are getting. Add a used high-rise canopy for $500 to $900, and the essential structure of a compact shelter is already in place. From there, the build becomes straightforward. A raised bed platform, storage bays beneath, and a slide-out cooking surface usually total $300 to $400 in materials. The math stays clean, and that clarity is what draws so many travelers toward this configuration. Durability is the heart of the story. Engines from this generation regularly crossed 250,000 miles with basic upkeep. Suspension components remained simple. Replacement parts stayed affordable. None of it required specialized technicians or dealership intervention. Every dollar of maintenance held its value because every repair extended a platform known for long life. That steadiness protects the wallet far more effectively than many older RV units that carry high repair bills and unpredictable downtime. Fuel economy in the low 20s keeps long trips manageable, even with a loaded canopy. Weight stays low, allowing the truck to remain nimble on forest roads where larger rigs struggle. The interior of the canopy becomes a functional micro-living space, tight but purposeful. Bedding fits cleanly, gear stays organized. Ventilation panels open for airflow without compromising security. It is a minimalist approach, yet nothing essential feels missing. The larger significance of this setup stretches beyond one truck. When a complete, dependable travel system forms for under $7,000, it exposes the widening gap between genuine utility and inflated pricing in the broader RV market. Dealers holding aging units cannot compete with a platform that costs less, lasts longer, and avoids steep depreciation curves. Anyone watching the market closely can feel the shift. That momentum will only grow as more listings appear across the country each week. And where the Tacoma shows the power of rugged simplicity, the next platform demonstrates how a compact van can reshape expectations entirely. Ford Transit Connect. What makes the Ford Transit Connect from 2002 to 2011 stand out is how effortlessly it bridges the gap between a true cargo van and a streamlined travel platform. This is not a large rig demanding constant attention. It is a modest, purposeful machine shaped by years of commercial use, and that history becomes its greatest financial strength. When a vehicle is built to endure daily delivery routes, tight city turns, and continuous loading cycles, it naturally becomes a strong foundation for an under $8,000 camper conversion. That durability is visible the moment you look at the surviving listings. Clean examples frequently appear, between $3,200 and $5,900, with mileage that still fits within reasonable expectations. Several documented builds show complete conversions for well under $900, including a folding bed frame, insulated panels, modular storage, and a compact cooking setup. There is nothing theoretical about it. The receipts from those builds prove every number. This van does not require extravagant materials. It rewards simplicity. The interior layout is the quiet advantage that many people overlook. The tall rear opening, squared cargo area, and unobstructed floor create a space that is far easier to convert than most compact vans. Every inch feels usable. A bed platform can stretch lengthwise without awkward gaps. Storage can rise vertically without stealing movement room. Ventilation can be added with minor adjustments rather than extensive reconstruction. It all works because the original design prioritized utility over style. Mechanical reliability gives the Transit Connect an additional financial edge. The engines and transmissions from this era were built for predictable service intervals, not delicate performance. Replacement parts remain widely available, and repair shops across the country have handled these vans for years. That level of familiarity keeps maintenance. Bills controlled and downtime short. For travel, that steadiness matters more than horsepower or luxury trim packages. Fuel efficiency near the mid-20s means longer routes cost less, especially compared to older RV units that often burn fuel at nearly double the rate. Insurance costs remain modest. Registration stays straightforward, and the overall weight keeps strain off the mechanical systems. Add those factors together, and the financial equation becomes compelling. Its broader significance is unmistakable. When a compact, dependable cargo van can become a complete travel platform for $6,000 to $7,000 total, it reshapes expectations across the entire entry-level camper market. Older commercial rigs suddenly feel overpriced. Dealers holding slow-moving inventory feel the pressure, and the landscape shifts once again. Transition. And from this efficient compact van, we move to a platform whose unconventional shape hides one of the most affordable, enclosed travel options available. Each detail reveals why this design continues attracting travelers. Chevy HHR panel build. There is something quietly effective about the Chevy HHR panel build from 2000 to 2014. It never tried to look bold or imposing. It simply offered a long, flat cargo floor, a sealed rear compartment, and a structure that could be transformed with thoughtful effort. That combination turned it into one of the most financially accessible enclosed travel platforms on the road. When people discovered they could turn a modest hatchback-shaped vehicle into a practical micro-camper for well under $8,000, the shift spread quickly. Listings tell the story with unmistakable clarity. Clean, HHR panel models often appear near $2,450, and several documented sales sit beneath that mark. The numbers do not require speculation. They are printed directly on the listing history. Build logs show complete interior conversions for $300 to $700, depending on wood choice, insulation, and storage design. A simple, sturdy bed frame fits the cargo area without modification. A compact drawer slides out for cooking. Window coverings mount cleanly without invading living space. The receipts prove the cost structure, and the results speak for themselves. What gives the HHR panel its surprising value is the enclosed design. It offers privacy that open bed or canopy-style setups cannot match. Everything stays protected from rain, wind, and sudden temperature swings. Because the rear windows are replaced with stamped panels, the inside remains hidden from outside view. That characteristic matters far more than people expect. It reduces attention, it increases security, it provides a steady sense of separation between the interior living area and the outside world. That sense of separation becomes a meaningful financial advantage because it eliminates the need for complicated exterior modifications. Mechanical reliability adds another layer of reassurance. The engines from this era were not built for high performance. They were built for steady commuting, delivery routes, and long cycles of daily driving. Replacement components remain inexpensive, and nearly every repair shop in the country understands how to service them. Operating costs stay low, especially when compared to older RV units that consume fuel rapidly and carry higher maintenance risk. Insurance, registration, and parts remain firmly within a manageable range. Fuel efficiency hovers near the mid-20s, which keeps long-distance travel within reasonable cost boundaries. Interior airflow can be improved with small, low-wattage fans and insulated sidewall treatments. Storage can be optimized through modular bins without overwhelming the layout. Each improvement enhances comfort while protecting the wallet. The deeper impact of the HHR panel build is what it reveals about changing expectations. When an enclosed, functional travel platform costs less than many used RV repair bills, the value conversation shifts dramatically. This shift continues to accelerate as more people realize how accessible these builds truly are. And if this enclosed design shows the power of efficiency, the next platform demonstrates how long-term durability can redefine practical travel entirely. If you want to stay ahead of the shifts happening in this space, make sure you subscribe. There are more changes coming, and the next update may affect how you approach timing, value, and long-term decisions. Staying informed gives you the advantage. Chevy Astro. Strength often hides in understatement, and the Chevy Astro from 1995 to 2005 is a perfect example of that quiet power. This van never tried to impress with sleek lines or high-tech features. It earned its place through years of dependable service, simple mechanics, and a body design that handled real work long before anyone imagined it becoming a compact travel platform. That history gives it a unique financial stability, and that stability is exactly why it stands so firmly in this list of under $8,000 camper builds. Many listings tell a similar story. A well-kept 2003 Astro recently moved for $3,900 after an initial asking price of $4,495. The markdown was displayed directly on the listing, showing the seller adjusting to shifting demand. Build logs follow the same transparent pattern. Bed platforms, insulated panels, shelving, and compact power setups consistently land between $500 and $1,200. These are not estimates. They are documented totals supported by receipts and clear material breakdowns. The Astro's mechanical design is another major financial advantage. The engines and transmissions from this era were intentionally straightforward. They were built to survive commercial fleet cycles, long shifts, and repeated loading. Replacement parts remain widely stocked, and repair shops across the country are familiar with every common issue. That accessibility protects the wallet from the surprise repair bills that often strike aging RV units with more complicated systems and higher parts costs. Interior space adds more value than people expect. The box-like cargo area creates a naturally efficient layout. A full-length bed fits without awkward trimming. Vertical storage can rise along the walls without restricting movement. A compact cooking drawer slides out without requiring structural changes. Every modification feels intentional rather than forced. That simplicity keeps overall costs contained and reduces the need for complex customization. Fuel economy in the high teens and low 20s may not rival smaller vans, but the trade-off is durability. These vans frequently pass 200,000 miles with routine care, and many documented units exceed 300,000 miles. That longevity stretches each dollar spent across a longer usable life, reducing the financial burden of future travel planning. The real significance of the Astro lies in what it reveals about shifting expectations. when a strong, long-lasting van becomes a complete camper platform for roughly $6,000. The value gap between these builds and older commercial RV models becomes undeniable. That gap continues widening as more travelers choose practicality over large-scale rigs. And if the Astro proves how longevity shapes value, the next platform shows how reliability and space combine into one of the most compelling low-cost camper foundations available today: Toyota Sienna. Some vehicles earn trust slowly, through years of consistent behavior, and the Toyota Sienna, from 2000 to 2010, stands at the top of that list. Its strength has never been loud. It has always been steady, predictable, and rooted in mechanical discipline. When people began turning these vans into complete travel platforms for well under $8,000, the shift did not feel surprising. It felt overdue. The financial logic was unmistakable from the moment the first listings appeared. A clean 2006 Sienna, recently posted at $2,995. And the listing moved into pending status within the first hour. Screenshots confirmed the timeline. Build receipts showed another truth: a full conversion with insulation, a fold-flat bed frame, storage modules, and a compact power setup could be completed for $400 to $850. Those numbers challenge long-standing assumptions about what it costs to travel. They also raise a harder question for anyone watching the RV market. How can older commercial rigs justify their price tags when a dependable minivan delivers the same purpose for a fraction of the cost? The Sienna's mechanical record deepens its appeal. Engines from this generation regularly reached 200,000 miles, and many documented units crossed 300,000 miles with routine maintenance. The transmissions proved similarly durable. Repair shops across the country understand these vans, and replacement components never drifted into premium territory. That predictability protects every phase of ownership, especially during long-distance travel where uncertainty becomes expensive. Interior dimensions add a second advantage. The cabin is long, wide, and structured in a way that welcomes conversion work. A full-length sleeping platform fits cleanly. Storage compartments organize neatly along the sides. Ventilation upgrades integrate without fighting the factory design. Nothing feels forced. Everything feels intentional. Each modification strengthens the practicality of the build while keeping total cost under firm control. Fuel economy in the mid-20s protects travel budgets, especially compared to aging RV units that burn significantly more fuel. Insurance, registration, and wear items remain modest because the van was engineered for family use rather than heavy loading. When a complete, dependable travel setup forms for under $5,000, it challenges traditional pricing and reshapes expectations nationwide, proving affordability and reliability can still coexist without compromise in a practical, ready-to-roam vehicle. If this breakdown opened your eyes to what's really happening in the campervan market, make sure you hit that like button. It tells the algorithm this information actually matters. And I want to hear from you. Which $8,000 build surprised you the most? And would you trust one over a traditional RV? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you want to stay ahead of the next wave of market shifts, don't forget to subscribe. Big changes are coming.